All right, now, people. Um, happy 5th of July. We are now live. At least that's what I'm being told. So that's
Yep.
good stuff. All right, want to thank everybody for showing up. Gives people a little bit more time to get in here. Today, got a special guest, but now a word from our sponsor, which is me, because I'm not sponsored by anybody. So, look, yesterday being the 4th of July, okay, it's all fun and games with everybody as far as spending time with family, celebrating whatever you're celebrating, all that good stuff. But shout out to the veterans that may not have gotten a good night's sleep last night because being in a combat zone, being deployed. I myself, it wasn't a good night. I can tell you that. Having done a year in Iraq, LSA Anaconda 0405, um, yeah, hearing all those explosions last night, that was not fun. That was not fun. So, I found out that the PTSD might go a little deeper than I thought on that note. So, I just want to say a shout out to all the veterans that
No doubt. No doubt.
may have had issues last night, man. Because it was a little bit rough, bro. It was a little bit rough. But all right, let me see. Okay, some people showing up in the chat. We say hello to the everybody in the chat real quick. We got James Stark,
Hello.
Evan Esoteric, Christopher Brady, Jonathan Bonilla, Nathan Lower, Jacob Morley's in the house. What's up? Jackie Lewis, Michelle Bennett, China Miss Jones in the house. Okay, you got your wrench. Good stuff. Jamie Brown, James Stark, Robin Leach. What's up? Juggalo Monkey. What's happening? Caleb, how you doing? Nemo Haas, Jerry B, Safari Park Earth. All right, Amanda Coy, Jamie Brown. All right. So what's up, everybody? Want to say thank you for showing up, and want to get into this real quick. Like, this gentleman that I'm chatting with today. Look, story's odd because a while ago I got a new phone, and so in getting used to this new phone, I switched from Apple to Samsung, and then I get like the freaking top of the line daggone Samsung phone. And I'm still trying to figure out how to work it today, but I've had it for like 6 months. So I end up getting an email or a text from somebody or another. I'm still not figuring out how to, get the information from these things. But I got sent a couple of songs, a couple of tracks, and I must have downloaded them. I didn't know where to find my music, but okay. So one of these mornings, I wake up and I plug my phone into my radio. And one song that comes on, bumping. All right. And I didn't know where I got this song from, but it was by this gentleman that I'm about to interview now. So if y'all don't mind, I'm gonna go ahead, say what's up to my man Se7en, and let y'all hear some of his music real quick. Just a second. Yeah, this track right here, this is Se7en, No Filter. Enjoy.
Hey yo, I think this is past due. No filter, no subliminals, no sugarcoat. Just straight facts, bitch. Just give me 2 minutes. Since forever, until y'all start listening to the devil, man. Why y'all always falling for the devil scams? You wonder how you end up in the hellish jam. Dream 2, grab a shorty at the house to win it. Got me wired up like it's fall, just in it. Blessing for the Lord, got me pausing with it. Why you try to guy, got some gold in it. Son of a big dog, never sink, stay afloat. Yeah, bless the vibe time. Got the coat, this track coats. Icy roads on the devil, got him slipping up. Vacay, up in heaven, yeah, I'm tripping up. Found in the blacks and I'm living so lavish. I wake up to angels singing fruits and vast. Got a mention in my father's mansion, and he still expanding. Earth is flat, it's never been a planet. Look up and examine, see the sun, moon, and stars, that's the firmament. I put a marker on these devils, shopping permanent. They seeking heat like the missile. I was passing on these Gentiles, dissecting all the lies like a surgery. Synagogue of Satan, false prophets, where you hide that? Pull up in the hearse, put them all in the body bag. Coffin on top of coffin, that's cold. That's a cold level from top H-Town, yeah. Pull up on these niggas with the pressure, that's a barbell. About to get real, it's about to get deep. Uncovering the last year, pulling back the sheets. Bible in the Jimmy truck, King James rolling. Even Lizard must keep the King James loaded. The Bible left me temperate when I learned to decode it. But the numbers don't lie, better read it, check the Romans. I don't worship fake Messiah to it.
What happened? I'm gonna break this phone, man.
It's the devil hating.
Parasitic with your wicked ways, spreading life horizon. See you wolf in sheets clothing, see you snakes around my garden, see you leeches in that water, see you traitors in my quarters. I decapitated Judas, burn the witch, I hang a wicked slayer, demon cooking, service, smite whoever work for Satan. I ain't playing with them, no, serving devils, that's a no-go. Got him jumping, that's a pogo. Treat that roof like it's my dojo. Rush you out with the flow, karate chopping. Now you heathen, knocking demons, teeth, I left and right. Man, I'm out here teething. Covered by the blood of Jesus, got me out here bleeding. That's that bro, yeah, for sure. Don't freeze the wicked, that's a photo. Hey, Rapper 40 loaded ranch, breaking, catch me cheesing on them. Sliding on the 6, no cash, wipe the visa on them. Giving God credit, God credit, God credit. If you beefing with the Lord, then you beefing with the 7, you know. 7. No filter, no filter. Let the blessings rain down like an overflow. The Bible is my drug, I'm about to overdose. Brain scan the words till I overload. Rapper selling sodas, breaking moral code. For real.
Man. So yeah, that's it right there. 7, no filter. All right, let's talk to the man. Let's see what's up with you. 7, what's happening, bro?
What's happening with you, man? How everybody doing in the chat room area?
All right. That's good stuff, man. Hey,
I appreciate it.
I appreciate what you're doing out here, man. That was, bro. Look, I'm listening. I'm like, is he breathing or?
It's all a process, man. I get that a lot, man. I rap so fast sometimes people don't even understand what I'm saying, but yeah.
No, I'm saying I was listening to where you were going to take a breath in there for real. I was like, come on, man, what's going on over here? But nah, that's tight, man. Good lyrics and all that, and that beat, bro. Who's your producer? Like,
well, at the moment, I actually produce myself, but I buy my beats offline. Mm-hmm. And so if you go to Google and you type in SoundClick, they have a list of different people that make beats, and you can buy them offline and purchase them that way.
Oh, that's what's up. All right, man. So, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you from?
Okay, well, first off, I would like to start off by giving, honor to God, the Most High God. I'd like to give honor and praise to Him. He's the head of my life. Without Him, this wisdom wouldn't even be possible. I am from the Midwest, St. Louis, Missouri, home of the Cardinals. I'm a musician, songwriter, as you guys know, producer, artist, engineer. I am a husband and a father. And honestly, just another vessel willing to spread the truth that the Most High God is sending me, and not just for Flat Earth, but for many other truths out there that's been lied and painted over,
Man, that's what's up. Hey, sure appreciate you coming on, man. Because I've been trying to get in contact with you for a while. Because I didn't know where those tracks came from, and I did a live stream on Facebook a couple months ago, playing a couple of your songs, right. And people were like, who is that? Who's that? I was like, it's 7. Give me a link. I don't know where I got it from. I'm like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, and that's funny because I follow you on Instagram. I had no idea that you were even looking for me. And so then when you finally wrote me and was like, bro, I've been looking for you. I'm just like, really? I'm like, man, we follow each other on Instagram. I had no idea.
Yeah, man. Yeah. People were looking for you. I was like, okay, I got to get this guy on.
Yeah.
So we can talk about this.
I appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity. I'm just doing the same thing you guys are doing, trying to spread this truth and wake people up to that we do live on a flat plane, and we get lied to every day on an everyday basis by the higher ups. So.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
And that's cool. How long you been doing music, man?
I've been doing music since I was 11 years old. I started writing when I was 11, and I actually got into a real studio when I was about 16 years of age. And so I've been doing music ever since then. I'm now 25, yeah. So I've been doing music for a long time. So I did go to college for it. I don't know if many of you are familiar with the college that's based in St. Louis. It's called Vatterott EI by Nelly, but I did attend that college. So yeah, man, I've been doing music for a long time. It's my passion, and I found a way. I just thank God I found a way to blend truth in with my passion, So
Yeah.
That's a blessing to be able to do that. I can and that when you're doing music, man, that like it's a stage. It's like you have a platform, and so I rather use it for good than when everybody else is doing. So yeah, man, it's a blessing.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. And look, the way that you go about it though is what I'm talking about. It's like you have more of a message going on than the ice on your chain or the ice
Yeah,
on your
yeah,
wrist, the
yeah, man.
the
Cause
chain around your neck and all my fast car and popping bottles in the
yeah,
club and all that nonsense. I'm like, come on,
yeah,
man.
man. And see, that's my thing, man. I have a little brother, and he's into that type of stuff, and so, and I'm half to blame because not everybody has always been at their most mint condition, and so I was in the world once, and I used to do things, and so I'm trying to get people to understand. It's not about it's not about the materialistic things. It's not about us at the end of the day. It's about God's will and His plan for everybody. So yeah, you're absolutely right about that.
Straight
And
up,
yeah,
man. That's cool. Look, I'm just yeah, I'm impressed that you got such a good head on your shoulders, man. Because I mean, you like what you like just turned 25, so I mean, and
yeah, yeah.
you're making music with a message at this age, and that's necessary for this generation because. I mean, I've been a grumpy old man concerning the music scene for years. I'm like,
Oh yeah, man.
I mean, who are these,
Yeah.
who are these kids? What are these kids talking about with their crazy colored hair and
Right. Yeah.
these repetitive things? It's like sipping lean out. Come on, man. I'm
I
like,
know, right? Yeah. It's like
ah,
yeah, and it's like
yeah.
it's all. But if you think about it, man, it's all part of the process. And like I try to tell people all the time when I rap about flat Earth and I make songs, and I talk about flat Earth, all this stuff ties together, and like the music, it's all part of the same agenda, and it's to dumb down the masses for one plan, and so yeah, you're absolutely right. Like I'm not with the music nowadays either, and even though I am 25, I can't tell you who half the rappers are. Like so, yeah, like
Nope.
I don't really listen to the radio anymore because they're just trying to dumb down the masses, and I can't allow my children to hear that. Me being a father, I can't. What do I look like playing that over the radio? And they're in the backseat listening to it. So that's just my take on it. Yeah,
Right. So then instead you make your own music. There you go.
exactly,
There
exactly.
you go. There you go. There you go. I mean, that's kind of like what we're all doing to some degree, just trying to
Yeah,
affect positive change in the future. So we're all just going about doing these things from our standpoint. A lot of the stuff that I do is like, my children might not understand now. So I'm just kind of making these things, putting these videos up and all this, putting this stuff out there, for later in life when they can look back at it and say, oh, well, okay, Pops might have been on to something. He was actually trying to
yeah,
make something happen. So I mean, that's kind of why we do what we do, for
yeah. And that's one
posterity.
thing. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry about that, but
No, no.
that's one thing I respect about you, D man. I've been following your page for a long time, and I see, man, it takes a special kind of person, man, to step out and do what you do, especially due to all the criticism you get during the day. Like I scroll down the comments just to see half the stuff people say, and it's just like I'm like, man, all it takes is just a click. It's a click, just research, and you give them facts. You lay out the facts, you lay out the foundation, and you tell them where to find the things. So that's why I can respect you, Rob Skiba. I forgot the other guy I was just watching. Is it Dan? Yeah, I
Uh,
forgot his name, but
I,
yeah.
I'm like, damn, Pratt. I love that guy.
Right.
Nah,
Yeah, I think his
look.
last name is Weiss. Yeah,
Oh, Dave Weiss. Dave Weiss.
Dave. It's Dave. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Yeah, Dave
yeah.
Weiss.
I was like, nah. Dan Pratt's cool, man. He lives not too far from where I'm at. We talked one time. He was a nice man, actually.
Oh yeah, yeah,
People give him a bad rap. He's a cool dude. But yeah. So let's get into your flat Earth. How'd you come about stumbling on the flat Earth
how I
concept
be,
in the first
how I became
place?
a flat earther, and that's
Yeah.
actually a funny story because I honestly, man, when I first heard about it, I just kind of accepted it because even as a kid, like being taught in classes and going on field trips and stuff like that, there was always this feeling I had, man. It was just like I needed to know more because it didn't make sense. And
Hmm.
so I can, even my teen years, I can recall, I was always fact bent and hell bent on trying to find the truth behind things because it didn't matter what you researched in the world, man. There was always a deeper story. Like I'll never forget it. My first my first truth encounter when I was about 15. It was about the story of Hitler, and I'm just like, okay, what's going on with Hitler? And
Right.
from what they teach you in school, it's a totally different story. And so yeah, so like bringing that into the flat Earth, it's like the same thing because I was just like, well, now this all makes sense. And that like when I seen flat Earth, that was my push. Like that was my push. Like okay, now it's starting to make sense and why I've always felt crazy sitting in science class and everybody else is getting it and I'm just like, man, it's not making sense to me. I'll pass the test, but it's still not making sense to me. Like yeah,
Right.
the sun is 93 million miles away, but yet it looks local and it's just like yeah, no, that not like all of that stuff never made sense to me. And not to say that all science is wrong or corrupted, but I just feel like there are certain branches of science that are trying to manipulate the masses to believe in what they believe so they can continue on with their agenda. And we all know what that is, the New World Order. And so when I came into the flat earth, I was just like, thank God. I'm just like, man, I'm not crazy. Because then I like, it's like, if it's a relief, man. It's like a weight off your shoulders to see so many people. And like, so that's why I respect you, man. I'm like, I respect you to the fullest, man, because it takes, like I said, it takes a special kind of person, bro, to do what you do. And like, even though I'm doing the same thing, your platform, you're on camera doing it, man. So that right there, man. Like you're showing your face, and I can't count on my hands how many globe people I see trying to defend a globe, but they never show their face, and all they have is insults.
Right.
They have insults behind memes, and so
Yep.
yeah. So when I came into the flat Earth, yeah, it was like this is it, and I'm just like the feelings I've been having all these years have just been verified. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was yeah, it was so it wasn't a huge leap for me. I didn't even really try to reject it because like I said, man, all these years ever since growing up as a teen, and I was just like, oh man, this is it. Like this is what I've been searching for. Like, and I came into it late, but I'm glad I did. So yeah,
Yeah. That's all right, man. Yo, same here. Same here, huh?
yeah,
And that's kind of what drives me behind that, and you put it together yeah, pretty much how I would explain it because it's like once you figure out that well, in my case, I'm gonna say I didn't really fit the mold of what society says I was
that's
supposed
it,
to be.
and
I
that's
didn't
it.
I didn't I didn't fit that thought process. I didn't really blend in all that well.
Yeah,
It just didn't really never really meshed up with what was going on
yeah,
in society. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna just stay over here and do my thing. But then, coming into this, I kind of came to the conclusion that it just seems like some people were meant to get it, others
yeah,
not so much.
yeah,
Not this time.
yeah,
It's
and yeah, and
so
and so like goes like that goes back to what you just said. I want to point out something you just said about not fitting into that thought process. I was watching. I don't remember the YouTube video, but someone said something that made a lot of sense, and it's like he was saying that the schooling in America it's made to indoctrinate because if you pay attention to the system and how they have it set up, um you have bells just you have bells to time you for things. You have teachers, you have to raise your hand every time just to be spoken on. And he brought up, I don't know if you guys are familiar with psychology, but that's something I took up, and they have a psychologist. His name was Pavlov, and he
mhm.
did this study where he would ring a bell and the dog would know that it was time for him to eat and it was
Yep.
time for him to do this and time for him to do that. And so it's all a system to where they're trying to guide you towards one thing. And so yeah, man, I like when you said that you had to point that out, that you're not part of that thought process. And because that's always been me, man. Anytime I see a whole crowd going to the left, I'll be like, wait, but what's right? Yeah,
Right, right.
so I'm just like, yeah. And so like when I personally came into the flat earth, man, it was like immediate addiction, because everything a flat earth stands for lines up with my own perfect senses. You know what I'm saying? My like ancient civilization knowledge, the mockery they go out of their way to put in movies, like, and then not to mention the many books that have been written. I mean, I'm sorry, not written throughout history,
Right.
and describing a motionless plane. So, and it's even biblical. So yeah, that I'm flat earth all day.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what
Flat
it
earth for
is.
life, man.
I'm saying, man, it's easy. It's easy.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
man.
not sure. And the thing that gets me, man, I had a conversation with a guy the other day, and I mean, we were vibing for a little bit before Flat Earth came up,
Right.
I mean,
That's a,
so we're just going about the military industrial complex. We talk about the fiat currency system. We can talk about the insurance fraud. We can talk about big pharma, how they're not really trying to cure anything. We get
yeah,
into,
yeah,
the CIA sending these operatives over to these places to start these conflicts and whatnot, set up these fake wars for these bankers.
yep. FEMA
You
camps.
know,
Yeah.
yeah. FEMA. We talking about the EPA, the EP Environmental Protection
Right.
Agency. We
Yeah.
we know we know innately
Yeah.
that they aren't doing jack to protect
To
the
protect any.
environment.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. If anything,
But
they're
this is what
destroying.
they
Yeah.
do. The Food and
Yeah.
Drug Administration, they allow GMOs in our food. Man, this guy
Exactly.
going about all these topics of how all these different agencies supported by the government are corrupt. But then when I tell him about NASA,
It's yeah, bro. Bro, that's always that is always the dramatic and drastic turn of the conversation. You can be vibing with like you be vibing and you guys talk about yeah, man, the government is corrupt and we know that they lie and yeah, man. But wait a minute, did you say the Earth is flat? Why would they lie about that? Like,
man,
oh my God, okay.
man, man, yeah, it
I
was
mean,
seriously,
yeah, man.
seriously, bro.
So believe me, I know the feeling, man. I have a cousin, and he believes like to the strongest, no doubt that the government lies about everything. But the moment I brought Flat Earth to his attention, I'm just like, yeah, man, they're lying about this too. They're lying about the shape of the Earth, and like, there's a reason we can't go to Antarctica, and they have an Antarctic treaty, and there's a reason why they're over there building like messing with the ice walls. And he was just like, man, no, man, I don't think they're lying about that, but they're lying about everything else. So I'm like, so
Right,
wait.
right,
I'm like, so
right.
wait, you're gonna believe a liar? Like you're gonna like he's like a habitual liar. You're gonna keep believing him, okay?
Or, you
So
know what I'm saying? I'm like, wait a minute, hold up, wait. So they'll lie about this, that over
yeah,
there, those
right.
things over here, those things that for sure. But they won't lie
But
about
this right
this.
here, yeah,
Nah,
but
they're
this
being
right here,
straight up
no,
about that. Nah, man. There's no way.
yeah,
There'll have to be too many people in on it. There's
yeah,
no way.
that is weird, man. Because one thing you did point out is I want to like if we came from these stardust, they say we come from stardust.
Oh
Where
man,
who did the autopsy on the stardust? Like you said, I'm just like
man.
dude, I just want to know. Like it's just funny to me, man. And so yeah, like the flat earth to me, man, it's like it's the most incredible truth I've ever come into. You know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, man, ever since I came into it, I've been addicted, and I highly suggest and I recommend that anybody that has questions about it, if you just let go of your pride. And if you let go of what you've been taught and forget what they taught you in school, and like you have to let go of everything they taught you, you have to be reset because your brain is like a memory card.
Yep.
It's going to record everything that you come across. You have a subconscious and then you have a conscious. And so the subconscious catches things that you don't even know that it's catching. But when if you're conscious and your teacher is telling you like, yeah, 2 plus 2 is 3, and you've been taught that all your life, you're gonna try to argue with the person that comes to you like, nah, man, 2 plus 2 is 4, and like, no,
Yep.
it's 3, it's 3 because my teacher told me so, and they even got math equations to prove it, and like that, yeah. At the end of the day, man, I think as like we as people and we as human beings, we have to really rely on our spiritual selves. And when I say spiritual selves, I don't mean like the yoga type spiritual selves. I mean like like the biblical spiritual you, because God tells us everything that we need to know in that Bible. He explains it everything. So I feel like we need to vibrate at a higher consciousness than we do. So that's just the way I see it. But
Yeah,
opinion,
man. I can dig it. I can dig it. I mean that just lines up. And I mean this whole thing is basically a return to our senses. And
yeah,
through that, I mean we're better able to interpret our reality because I mean our five senses. That's all we have. That's all we
that's right.
have.
Yeah,
That's what we were born with. That's what God gave us to interpret what this place is and is not. And
exactly.
through scientism, this
Yeah,
this new age cult, we've been conditioned to not trust,
pseudoscience. Yep.
not trust our own senses.
Yeah.
Oh, your eyes are fallible. Okay.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, no, you can't really trust your senses. Well, I mean, that's all I got. you know, and then but that only applies in situations when you're having these discussions that challenge one's paradigm. Because
Yeah.
I mean, you can go to a restaurant and you can have a dish that you believe is the best thing in the world, and then you can go explain that to someone passionately because you trusted your taste buds.
Right.
At no point do you go talking to somebody and telling them that something's delicious, and then they say
Right.
you shouldn't trust your senses. Nobody tells you not to
Right.
trust your sense of taste.
Right. That's a good point. That's a good point. Right.
You know what I mean. No, but nobody. That's the thing, and it's like, you know, they'll use these arguments kind of conditionally. You know,
Right.
nobody says don't trust your sense of smell. Hey,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You go
Yeah.
to the kitchen. You ever had somebody go to the kitchen? They got the old sour gallon of milk, and then they smell it, and they're like, ugh, and then they hold it to your face. I mean,
Right. Does it smell like, yeah?
right. You just saw that they had this negative reaction when they took a sniff. You're trusting their nose that you don't want to
Right.
smell that sour milk. So you're
Right.
like, nah, I'm good. Get out of my face. You know.
Yeah.
But
And that's what. Yeah. And that's a lot. And I think a lot of people. I'm sorry. A lot of people online, man. The people that come for people who actually do the research. I think a lot of those people are actually just the people who haven't done the research, and they just literally take the word of NASA and the lead or of like ASA or people like that. And so yeah, it's like, why listen to those people when you can just go outside and I can look at the sun and tell that it's not 93 million miles away. You can look and see that the moon is not on the other side of the planet while the sun is out, because they're both in the sky at the same time. And so it's just like, if you go outside, but then they bring up equations and science, and I'm just like, okay, well, and gravity, of course.
yes, of course, of course, of
Yeah,
course.
that's the go-to, gravity.
There's always gravity, man. We're always gonna be subjected to that one. And I mean, there's just it's like and they were sneaky about it too, because
Yeah, yeah.
they tied in the definitions of weight, mass, things like that, and they twisted gravity in there also. They're like, well, how do you explain this? I'm like, that's because it's heavier than the oxygen. That's why the mic fell when Neil dropped it, man.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
right. It's more, yeah,
well,
it's more
well,
dense than air.
and then they'll come back around like, well, what makes it heavier? I mean, gravity makes it heavier. I'm like, dude, go
Yeah,
to a
right,
gym, pick up a 45-pound weight. There's not going to be any fine print on the weight that says anything about gravity. Just
right.
saying. But
Yeah,
you know, it's
yeah,
simple stuff.
yeah, yeah, man. And like, I like to think of things like this, man. I've always said to people I've debated with about the heliocentric model, what is the difference between your belief and my belief? Because when it comes to your belief, you okay. Let's start with my belief. Now, my belief personally, I'm gonna let everybody know, I am a firm believer of God, and I do believe this is His flat plane, this is His flat Earth, His domed Earth. Now, they like to say you believe in the big G, is what they call it, and I'm just like, well, you also believe in the big G. You
Hmm.
say I've never seen my God, I've never felt my God, I've never smelled or tasted my God, and you have never felt, touched, smelled, or gravity. You've never done anything. You've never seen gravity. The only evidence that they have of gravity is that, oh well, I can drop something and it falls, and I can jump up and I come back down to Earth, and I'm just like, well, that's not. Well, that's the case, then doesn't gravity sound like God? Isn't that your God? You've never
Right.
seen it. You never touched it. Like, you don't know what it smells like. So, please explain to me how how our opinions are different. So it's just like that. I like to think of it like that, man. It's like, because like I said, man, there's a lot of different religions. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I don't get off into religion. I just believe in God.
Yeah.
I believe in God, and yeah, and so I don't get off into religions because religions corrupt people's minds, and they have people going down the wrong road. And so when it comes to this science, I think today it's a modern day religion. So
Yeah. Most definitely.
because you have people, yeah, if you're
Like
gonna
like
force somebody to believe, yeah,
right. They're like, oh, you don't, and they look, they don't even calculate this stuff into what they're saying. They're like, oh, you don't believe in gravity? Wait, hold on.
right,
What do you mean?
right,
Believe in gravity? You're not supposed to
right,
believe in something in science. Okay, I don't
right. You're
believe in
supposed to, right,
oxygen. I know it's there because I'm breathing.
right, exactly, exactly,
You know,
right. How
I
do you
don't
not
believe.
believe in gravity? I
Like, I
mean,
don't believe in water. I don't believe in flat water. I
right,
know that I know that water lays flat every time I see.
right,
Come on, man. I don't have to believe in that. You're saying you have to believe in water sticking to the bottom of a spinning ball because you've never seen it. except for in
Exactly.
pictures that you won't be able to take for yourself. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
that's where a lot of people are. That's where the programming and conditioning comes in. And while we're talking flat Earth, let me go ahead. Yo, you got another song out called Flatline. What was the inspiration on that one, other than flat Earth, if you don't mind?
Yeah,
A
man.
curveball question.
Yeah, that's all right, man. Yeah, Flatline, man. It's basically about, okay, like in my songs, if you listen to my songs, man, everybody that knows me, man, they know that I am very adamant about slaying wicked. It's like slaying wickedness. Anything evil, like anything evil and corrupt, man. I'm not for it. You know what I'm saying? Because God hates evil. So, and me personally, I'm also a humanitarian, man. So I'm a humanitarian by nature. So I just love all people. So anything and anybody that's out to do harm to humanity, man, I'm against it. And so the song Flatline, it inspired, I was inspired to write that just based off all the wickedness that's going on around the world, and the devils, and the people who are running this thing. You know what I'm saying? Because when you break it all down, it's all for their wickedness. It's all wickedness. It's
Yeah.
like it's all it boils down to. You're killing people. You know what I'm saying? You're making people sick. You know what I'm saying? You're taking people's babies. Like, it's all wickedness, and it's like that type of behavior causes demonic behavior. You know what I'm saying? Demonic activity. I'm sorry, but it causes
Yep.
demonic activity. So, and like that's why we live in a world right now where things, like the Bible says, woe to those that call good evil and evil good. Because we live in a world right now where things that are bad are considered good. Like, you can see, see someone getting killed and people are pulling out their cell phones instead of, going over to help or call the police or something. So
Right.
yeah, that
Right.
was my inspiration for that song.
Man, yeah, that bugs me a little bit when I see these videos and on some real talk. That
Yeah, man.
does get on my nerves. I'm like, everybody just standing around filming. Yo,
Yeah, like
go
you're
go
not gonna
drop
do
go
anything.
drop kick that fool, man. What are you doing?
Yeah, yeah. Or
You
you see,
know?
or like, or one thing that really bothers me is, and I live in a town. I live in St. Louis, Missouri, like I said, and I live in a town where the homeless rate is pretty high, and
Mhm.
so I see people every day who have the funds, who have the means to help someone, and they just drive past them, and like, they'll sit at a red light and see the person walking to their car, and they'll let up the windows, what I'm saying, just look straight and act like they don't see them right there, so me personally, I can never do anything like that, so yeah, that
Right.
like Flatline, yeah. It's basically about wickedness and lies and deceit of the serpent, of the devil, since the garden, man. So yeah.
I can dig it. All right. Well, shoot. Being that we've discussed this, well, let me go ahead and throw this song on here. We got Flatline by my man Seven right here.
Yes, sir.
Purpose. You know that we coming. Seven. Look, seven got them jumping like the South Scotch. Running at the purpose with a stopwatch, yeah. Running for the seven, got rings on. Slave to that booth, I got chains on. Standing tall, I'm at skyscraper height. Too fast for these devils, I'm running up nitrous, I'm rolling no brakes. I think I should come Midas. Feel pair of ass, those the money on some ice. Siete is what I'm rapping to the death of me. I got no complaints, the Lord just keep blessing me. Take these demons as and put them in pedigrees. Right, you trying to got they checking my pedigree. I got purpose, I got faith, I got destiny. I got joy, I got pieces connecting me. I sense the jealousy, kill the malevolent. Whipping these demons, I'm whipping the devil that. Earth been flat, rap, dumb life. Confirm it in the scripture, alright, hold up. Genesis 1 and 7, he created the heavens, created the earth, and divided the waters. We call it the firmament. Two great lights, that's the sun and the moon. All the planets you see are just wandering stars. Never walked on the moon, but they go on the Mars. Pathetic. I ain't got time for same games, man. I've been too productive making game plans. They say it's satellites about 2,000 of them. Well, it sounds to me like that's a space jam. Exposing the wicked, these witches and wicked, these warlocks and satanists. I'm sick of you pagan this. I ain't never scared. You must have mistaken me. That's the evil. I can hear what you say to me. Everything evil get flatline. That's the panoramic, that's a flatline. If I run up on the devil, that's a flatline. Yeah. Flatline, flatline, flatline. Hey, God got my heart, that's a flatline. God got my arm, that's a flatline. Yeah. Making people sound like it's not time. But the way the money get baptized down. Flatline, all they see, then check that EKG. I'm dripping all this purpose every day. So clean up, praying to the plug. Every day's a real married to this purpose. We ain't talking prenup. Mobbing with the law. We about the team. I'm crushing every plan. I'm plotting, thinking, think I've got a holy shotty for Illuminati. Body after body, burn down all their lodges. Pump the brakes, wait. I go bananas, I peel off on safe. I'm cooking the wine, yeah, I aim at his grand. Hit that for 3 second delay. Pull up the heaven like open the gates. Bless when I walk in the bank. I gotta open the safe. Got me making sure straight. Never seen an empty plate. Telling I'm pure like a pool stick. Break the devil neck like the exorcist. Flex for God, I exercise my gift. Get mail from God, I spread the messages. From day one, I've been Team Jesus. Never switching up like it's drafting season. I be balling hard for the Trinity. I be balling flatline. If I run up on the devil, that's a flatline, yeah. Flatline, flatline, flatline. Hey, God got my heart, that's a flatline. God got my art, that's a flatline. Knocking demons out like it's nap time. Mother wet them up, get baptized down.
All right, man. That was the other one. I listened to a couple other your songs on your SoundCloud though. But yeah,
Oh yeah, I appreciate it, man. You know, man, one thing I like to point out, man, I've always felt like, me, I don't believe in coincidences, and so one thing I like to point out is the fact that if you spell out the word earth, and if I know, everybody that's, if you know the story of the Bible and God, he chose humanity. Like we're his chosen people. He loves us. And so when you think about how earth is spelled out, he says that humanity is his heart. You know what I'm saying? And that's why Satan got jealous. He didn't want that. He hate humans. He hates us. So he got jealous and he got kicked out because of his pride and his arrogance. And so when you think about how the word earth is spelled out, it's if you rearrange the word, it spells heart. Like it spells heart, like the heart. And so I like to look at it like we are the heart of God. Like we are the center of everything because we are his heart. Like that's why he cares so much. That's why you can do whatever you want to do, and he still loves you. Like he still loves you despite of what you do. Now,
right.
like yeah, so I just like to look at it like that, man. It's like I don't think that's a coincidence. He called it Earth, but if you rearrange the words, it spells out the heart. And so
Yeah,
yeah,
that was all right, man. But yeah, I'm checking the chat and seeing some positive feedback here, saying you got great lyrics and all that.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who is listening and supporting me right now. God bless you all, and continue finding this truth in this flat Earth.
Yeah, you all. Yeah, check the link in the description to Seven's ReverbNation. You can find his music there. Become a fan. Show your
Yeah,
support and all that. We got truth frequency musicians out here. There's a lot of them
yeah,
in the flat Earth
yeah,
community, man. There's a lot of them.
yeah. I'm starting to see a lot of them coming out, man, and it's just amazing, man. It's really amazing to see.
Yeah, it really is, and that's exactly what we need, man. Just like we were talking about later, because the
Yeah,
children are gonna, we didn't, music wasn't this bad.
it
Music was
wasn't,
was
man.
music was not this bad when we were growing up, and I mean, you can see how lyrics have just gotten dumbed down to a point to where like a 7-year-old can memorize this stuff within like a couple hours. It's
Yeah,
just
man. Like it's just there's one song, man, that my daughter she likes, and I kind of like it kind of made me mad, man, because if you look at the video of it, it's a J. Cole song, man. He's on there, he's in the sky, and it's actually on my Facebook. I'm not my Facebook. I'm sorry, my Instagram. I exposed it where in the video he has children behind him chasing a dollar. Now, yeah.
see.
Now the song sounds like when it first comes on, it sounds demonic because he's chanting something, but I can't really understand what it's saying. All I know is, but my daughter picked up on it just like that, and so
See.
like, yeah, and I don't know if you guys know, but they call Satan the prince of the air, and so in that video, J. Cole is pretty much showing himself as the prince of the air. He's sitting in a throne. He's sitting in a throne. He has a crown on, and then he has this dollar bill attached to this fishing line, and he has children that's trying to reach for it. And it's amazing to me how quick kids can pick up on the lyrics of something that they shouldn't be listening to, man. And so when she was
Yeah.
singing it, I'm just like, how did you recall that quick? And like you just heard that song today, and so I'm just like, that just goes to show that they put things in these songs for your children to pick up on subconsciously, man. And me personally, I don't think the message is a good one. So
Nah, most of the time it's absolutely not. And it's just a thing. It's just a matter of you know, busyness at this
yeah,
point,
yeah,
man. It's just, leave the radio on, leave the kids to do this or that, and it's just but it gets on my nerves, especially with like music and movies, the entertainment aspect
yeah,
of things,
man.
the cartoons, all the symbolism and all
Yes,
that. The like you said, the diminishing morality in the
Yeah,
music
man.
industry, man. It's like a bad frequency. It's a bad message. It's bad
Yeah.
imagery. It's like they're coming in at all sides, and I mean, a lot of that it's not picked up by our conscious mind. A lot of it's picked up by the
The
subconscious,
subconscious, exactly, man.
and these babies, the children, are like little sponges.
Yeah,
So
they are, man. Yeah.
I'm just like, come on, man. Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Shout out to China Miss Jones. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you. You all go subscribe to China Miss Jones. She has a YouTube channel. Does her thing over there. Always smiling. Always keeping a smile on her face while she's delivering her message. But yeah, continue on, my man.
Yeah, man. I know my grandmother used to say something, man. I never really took heed to it until I got older and I had my own children. But she used to tell me all the time. When I used to listen to rap music that although you know what you're listening to, like yeah, you of course you know what you're listening to. Like yeah, I can pump, yeah, this is Bruno Mars. Yeah, of course I know I'm listening to Bruno Mars and this is the song 24 Karat Magic.
Right.
But what is your subconscious picking up? You know what I'm saying? Through the lyrics. So she used to always tell me you need to protect your eye gates and your ear gates. And when
Hmm.
yeah, like that never made sense to me until I had my own children because now like I just said about my daughter, man, she's 4 years old and can recite the song that she just heard like 5 minutes 5 minutes ago, and it's just like it's crazy because you only heard the song one time. So how did you pick up on that? And it's like so I think as you know, if you're a parent or even as adults, like even as adults, we need to be responsible for our eye gates and our ear gates because whatever goes in them is tainting us. Like it's either tainting us or teaching us. We learn everything that our eyes see. Like
Right.
that's why if a baby has never been outside, it won't know what cars, or a leaf blower, a lawnmower sounds like. But as you go through life, your senses start to pick up what that stuff is, and you no longer have to look over there. So if a lawnmower comes on right now, I don't have to look over there because I know it's a lawnmower. So yeah, it's like so your subconscious records everything, man. So I think that's important.
Oh, it absolutely is. Yeah, hold up a second. I'm kind of sporadic for a moment around here.
Yeah.
And for a minute, man, just what you were saying
Oh no, take your time, take your time, take
made
your
a
time.
whole lot of sense, and that goes along with a talk that I did. Um, I did a live stream just talking about that whole path, what you were saying, and that reminded me of something I wanted to chat about just a little bit. Now I
Okay.
heard this from a like multimillionaire a while ago. I was involved in this business, and there was a teaching and training organization that went along with it. And just like what you were saying right there, um, there's a path that we all receive our information through,
Yeah.
and how things come about. And let me see, while I'm writing this stuff down, go ahead and put this out here. But yeah, I did like maybe a half hour or so talk on this thing, and I just call it the flow.
Yeah.
The flow. I mean, it all starts with the information that you get. You got, like you were saying, you got to protect your eye gates and your ear gates.
Yeah.
And so here, let me see. Now, scribbling. All right, so goes like this. Goes like this. So you got your input. Now this input is going to be, whatever goes in your eyes and ear gates, like you said.
Exactly.
The stuff that you watch on TV, the music that you listen to, the movies you've seen, the people that you're around, things like that.
Exactly.
So the flow from there is, I mean, the input that you get leads to your thoughts. You start thinking about these different things that you're seeing, and it just becomes more manifest in your reality. Once you think about something long enough, then you start talking about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I mean, one thing leads to another. You start talking about something, then all of a sudden you start acting on it. Once you act on something after a little bit, right or wrong. Now, uh, okay, I know a young man that used to shoplift growing up.
Right. Right.
I know.
Don't incriminate yourself.
I know a young man that used to shoplift
Right.
in his younger days. So, um, what happened is, like, dude felt bad about it the first time he did it, but um you know, after that first time, wasn't quite as bad. Still felt bad the second time, but not as bad as the
Right.
first. You know, the third time, not as bad as the second. You know, and just continues until you get used to it. That's like the whole aspect of desensitization.
And you know what? You know what the thing about that is, man. What you just said about that, bro. That's so true, man. Because the more you continue to do something, you get yourself used to it. The more excuses you make for yourself to make it seem right. And like so, then like yeah, like you said, like if you're a klepto and you're just like always out stealing, and so it's like, all right, yeah, I should be stealing this because I don't have this, and so you make up all these reasons to why
Yeah,
you should do it, and all these excuses, and so you're pretty much justifying why you're stealing. So it's like yeah,
exactly. And then you don't feel bad about it anymore.
exactly, yeah,
You
because
know,
you've justified your reasons, and so like yeah,
right. So this action after a certain amount of time, it becomes a habit. Like it's just what you
yep,
do now. All right.
yeah,
And then that habit, one way or another, it becomes your character, and that character continued over time. That becomes your destiny
yeah,
ultimately.
yeah,
So I mean,
yeah,
that's the flow, man. But it all starts with
yeah.
this
I like that,
input.
man.
It all starts with the input, man, because
It
it's
does.
that's the most important thing. And I mean that's why it's that there's so much scripture, there's so much teaching about it, to focus on the
Yeah,
positive, keep your mind on things that are of good report and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying.
yeah,
Just those type things are basically what you like tie back into what you were saying. You want to
yeah.
keep your vibes high, so you
Exactly. Right.
want to get in touch with these higher vibrational things, like
Yep.
the random acts of kindness, the charity,
Yeah.
compassion for your
Yeah.
fellow man, things like that. So you get into those kind of habits, you witness those type of things, and that can create this shift in energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd like to believe so.
Yeah. And I'm also, man, I'm a firm believer. Whatever you put out into the universe comes back. So
Yep.
and like I tell people all the time, man. I recently, man, I don't even debate with heliocentric people anymore, man, because I noticed, man, it's not them.
Right.
Like I read, there's a scripture in the Bible. I believe it's First Timothy, and he talks about, for we wrestle not, against flesh and blood, but principalities and evil, wickedness and spirits, so like all this stuff that's going around. It's not people that are misguided by it. Like
Yeah.
they're operating in a spiritual realm to where they don't even know that they're being used. You know what I'm saying? So that like you said earlier, some people are meant to get it and some people are not, and the Bible says that. And so it's just like they're like you're gonna try to tell people the truth, and they're just gonna reject you. They're not gonna
Yep.
believe you. You can show them proof right here in my face, like, yeah, man, I do have a right hand. See, it's right here, but like, no, you don't have a right hand, man. That's not real.
Right.
It's a prosthetic
Right.
arm. Like, yeah. So it's like, so
Well,
yeah, man.
who you fooling though? I mean, you gotta
Right.
be severely deceived to go along with this stuff, man. It bugs me a little bit.
Yeah.
Shout out to New Calvary. Sure appreciate it. Thank you very much. Um, yeah, thank you so much. Says stay flat always. I don't know if there's any other way to
Yes,
be
sir.
out here. Of course, staying flat. That's what I do.
Hey
All right, my
man,
man
hey, quick
Dez in the
question, bro.
house.
Have you seen the sign language gesture for Earth?
Oh yeah. Oh
Now
yeah.
now like yeah, now that right there is just that should be proof enough. Like like
I,
now if it was a globe, why not it be, something like this? Like or like but instead it's like you put your hand out with a dome over it and it's just like, okay.
right. Right. Look, and that's where that whole stay flat hand gesture I do. It's like
Yeah.
these guys at my job. These guys at my job. I used to talk flat Earth every now and then. I don't talk flat Earth at work anymore, just in case anybody's watching from the car.
Right.
I don't talk it at work anymore. So, what it was is like the guys that I used to talk flat Earth with. They'll
Right.
walk past me and they'll like hold their hands like this, like it's a globe. I'm like, no, dude, it's flat, you moron. And so I'll be like way
Right.
across the parking lot making signs at each other. Like,
Right.
well, so I'm like
Right.
representing like that. So, but now instead of doing that, there's more of them. They'll see me and be like, what's up?
Right. Yeah.
So it's like a salute. So I
Yeah,
had
man.
started to implement that, man. But people swearing I'm a Mason because of that. But I'm like, all right, you say so, dude. Anyway, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, my I like to tell people too, man. One of my favorite Bible verses about that like that really leads to people to believe a flat Earth is this. All right. Well, first I'll say this. Now, God says when He comes back that everyone is going to see Him. But if we live on a globe, that's impossible because you have people beneath the globe. God comes from above. He doesn't come from below. He doesn't come from the side. He comes from above.
Thank you.
So when He talks about the sky cracking open and He's coming down coming down from the heavens,
Mm,
and everybody will see Him, every knee shall bow. So if the sky's going to crack open, how is it going to crack open on the bottom of a globe too? It's
but
yeah,
you know, it's like going to be this eternal rift that goes from like top
right,
to
like
bottom. Look, and I
what's like a
talked.
Coriolis effect or something
You,
like.
you know what? Actually, a hardcore cat came at me like with a Bible in his hand, and then I gave that scripture to him, and he's like, "Well, but he's a globe believer, right?" So he's like,
Right.
"Well, it doesn't really specify. I mean, God can do anything. God can appear like anywhere to everybody on a globe." I'm like, "Bro, what are you,
um.
what are you talking about?" I mean, I'm
Yeah,
like,
but he's
wouldn't it be simpler if it was like
right. Yeah.
and people
Right.
on opposite ends can see. Come on, man.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
know,
Another thing I like to bring up is God is not a he's not a man of mistake. He's not a man of a man that he should lie. And so he precepts all his things he says throughout the entire Bible. So if he says it once, if he says it once, he's going to say it again and again and again and again. And so I would like to bring up also the fact that he also says the earth has ends to it. And so a ball doesn't have ends, but a circle, he says he sits above the circle looking down on earth.
right,
He doesn't say he sits above a globe looking down on a ball. Like, so how could he see everybody if you have
right,
people under the ball?
right.
So yeah,
Like no, God can teleport and be have
yeah,
an individual experience with
right,
everybody, even the
right,
people on the bottom of the globe. So, all right,
yeah,
like
and
all
that's
right, man.
funny.
But yeah, I was like, so like teleporting around. I mean, how's that? How's that? I'm like, and I was like, that's confusion, is it not? I mean,
Yeah, it is. It is confusing due to the fact that he also says that we should like everyone will see him at one time. There's not going to be another time. Like everyone will see him at once. Like so, not unless he has two of him, and we all know that right there defiles the 10 Commandments.
right.
So they're like, you should not put another God before me. There is no other God. So yeah, that right there. Not unless he's going to teleport and be like, yeah, I'm over here now, and now I'm over here. I doubt it. Like I seriously
Yeah,
doubt
yo,
it.
that's literally what I was seeing in my head when I was talking to this guy, man. But
Okay, now that you guys see me, I'm gonna go over here and over here right now.
right, I'll
Like
be
no,
right back. No, like
don't
no.
you move because you got to
He's
be
like,
judged.
he's
Like
like, no, because God's like omnipresent, right? So everybody everywhere is going to see him at the same time. We don't
right.
understand, dude. We don't understand. I'm like, why not? Oh, I'm like, all right, man. Okay, do your thing, do your thing. What I'm like, so here's the thing. Then there was the one where what was that in Daniel where the sun stopped moving, something like that. Um,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, and he
where,
prayed. Yeah, he
right. So
prayed to God for the sun to stop moving for a whole day.
right for the
Yeah,
sun to stop moving.
exactly.
So
Not
that's
the
the
world.
thing. Right. So and he prayed that the earth stops spinning so the sun stays still.
Right.
No, it was so
Exactly.
the sun stopped moving for a little bit. And yeah, that's part of that's part of the cosmology that we're trying to
Yeah.
come up
Yeah.
with. I've been just put out some info,
Yeah.
track the sun making the 24-hour circuit.
Yep. Yeah,
And
like like we talked. Me, and you were talking earlier, and like I was saying, man, I recommend, man, if you have any questions about the cosmos, man, if you read the book of Enoch, he tells you exactly what everything is. Like, cause I don't know if anybody knows who Enoch is, but of course they removed his book from the Bible, the canon. Because it gets a little crazy. But there, like I said, God always uses precepts. Enoch is talked about through the entire Bible, and so and then there's two Enochs in the Bible, but this Enoch got he was taken by God because he for the things he's seen. He's seen heaven, he's seen hell, he's seen the ends of the earth. and he's also seen the dwelling place of the fallen angels. And Enoch was the mediator between the fallen angels, Azazel, and the rest that sinned with him for
Yep.
God. And so like Enoch explains that the sun is actually a living being. It's a man, and the moon is a woman. And he also explains how the stars are the host of heaven, which also the Bible says. So you go back to the canon Bible, the canon Bible, the King James. It tells you there too that the stars are actually angels. They're hosts, the host of heaven. God's calls them the host of heaven, and they all have names. Now, God, he's very specific about living beings, so he gives all his living beings, names, birds,
Right.
what I'm saying, or cattle or elephants, stuff like that. But the things that aren't living, like sand, he didn't name each grain of sand, what I'm saying, but he named all the stars. They're living beings. And so just like the sun and the moon, he's like they're all celestial bodies, and they all have portals that they set into. And so I'm just like, okay, I guess I can see that, because if you pay attention, if you pay attention to when the sun is going away from you, if you look, there's always clouds right there. I'm sorry, there's always clouds right there,
Mm-hmm.
and if you look at it, it looks like there's always some like fusion looking blast. You know what I'm saying? So it also ties into what Enoch said too, that he saw the sun setting place where it looks like fire, just setting. And I'm just like, well, if you look at the sun when it's going away, that's exactly what it looks like sitting in clouds. And I'm just like, and that's funny to me, man. But yeah, I recommend the Book of Enoch because it really ties into all that stuff and what planets are, the wandering stars. So yeah,
Yeah.
there's a rainbow out here right now too.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Look, I'm like, how's that storm working anyway, man? Because
yeah, it's going away, but yeah,
oh, good, good. Let the sun shine in for a little bit.
right, right. I wanted you
Yeah,
guys to see
man.
this rainbow, but
Yeah, I'm gonna probably add some more stuff from those videos I took in Alaska real
yeah,
soon, because there was also, it's like if you zoom in when you could see the sun going off into the distance, it's like it never really went below the horizon from where we were.
exactly,
So and I'm sure that where the way that we were seeing the sun off in the distance in Alaska at like 1, 2 in the morning, I'm sure it was like overhead somewhere in like South Africa around that time.
exactly. Yeah,
I just gotta check the times on timeanddate.com to see how that lines up. I also got a video while I was in Alaska of a conversation with this guy Sammy in Australia,
right,
and it was like high noon. It was like 1:30 in the afternoon in Alaska. Sun's like high in the sky, and
right.
I get on Facebook Live. I get on Facebook Live, and I get on a video call with a guy in Alaska, and not Alaska, in Australia, and it was
Australia, right?
yeah, it was like 7:30 in the morning, and he could see the sun like off behind him. I'm like, well, wait a minute, it's high in
Wow.
the sky. It's high in the sky in Alaska, but visible in Australia at the same time. I was like, come on,
Yeah,
man. But
yeah, that's amazing, man.
yeah,
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 that's
yeah.
amazing, bro.
I mean, I could just put the video up, but I want to add some more stuff to it because I already got it like saved from Facebook. But
Okay, yeah.
yeah, man, that's hold up. What's going on here? What was that? All right, 550 what? Sure, appreciate it. Thank you very much. Shout out to 550 what? Good lord, thank you, y'all doing too much out here. Oh man,
All right.
but yeah, bro. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
man.
let the folks know where we can find you, man.
Man, you guys can find me on Instagram at King7, and that's King with two G's, of course, because someone took the first King, so with one G. So you can find me on Instagram at King_7, and that's seven spelled SE number 7EN. You can also find me at ReverbNation, just as seven, so spelled the same way. And I'm on Facebook as William Jefferson.
All right, yeah, I gotta find you on Facebook. See, that's why I couldn't find you.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I got my government name on there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right,
William Jefferson Jr. Man. So yeah, you should see me on there
that's
on
all right.
Facebook.
That's all right, man. Sure appreciate you coming on, man. That was
Man, nah,
dude.
it's no problem, man. Anytime I can, help speak truth, man. I'm here for it.
That's what's up. Sure appreciate it. All
And I
right,
appreciate
folks.
I appreciate the opportunity, and I appreciate you all for listening in the chat area, and thank you for your support again.
All right, all right. All right, everybody, we're gonna go ahead and cut this one. Call it a day on this particular interview. Like to thank my man Se7en for coming on,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Jefferson.
Hey,
Show
right.
appreciate you, man.
Man, I
Show
appreciate you,
appreciate you,
man.
man.
It's,
Yeah,
it's,
that
it's a
music
mutual,
is
bro.
off the hook, dude. Off the
Oh
hook.
man, I have more coming soon, man. Thank you.
That's what's up. I'll be looking for it. All right, everybody.
Yes, sir.
So you got the link in the description. That's Se7en on ReverbNation. By all means, go ahead and check him out. Check out some of his music. You know,
Let me know if it's bad. Let me
download.
know if it's good. Let me know if it's terrible. All
Give him
all feedback.
Yeah, give my man some feedback on his music. He's doing good things out here. But all right, man. Joe, appreciate you coming by. Go ahead and
Thank
lock this
you.
up, bro. Joe,
All
appreciate
right,
it, bro. Take care, man.
all right, y'all have a blessed day. Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, everybody. As always, be good to each other. Take care of yourself. Stay flat. See you next time. Thank you.